Hello YouTube viewers and random Star Wars fans, I come before you today to review this, which is the exclusive Black Series Boba Fett and Han Solo and Carbonite figure set, which was only available at a few select places, such as San Diego Comic-Con and Star Wars Celebration Europe, which is where I was lucky enough to pick this one up from. So here it is in its packaging, which is very basic and reserved, which gives it a very mature sense already, and elevates it far beyond a mere collectible. A removable sleeve contains all of the usual stuff, such as the Black Series logo, what the toy is, its age rating, and an image of Boba Fett there on the far side, while the back of the sleeve contains all of the legal garb. Removing the sleeve, you can see the front of the packaging is detailed with these glossy black sections, which make up the design of the front of Boba's helmet, which is a nice touch, while the back has a black and grey image of Fett leading a frozen Han Solo toward the Slave One, with a little description and quote from that scene printed above it. Sliding off the top panel of the box, a Star Wars Black Series logo is visible on the underside with a great 3D effect on the lettering. But the most impressive part is the layout of the toy itself. Look at this. So not only do you get Boba in the middle with the frozen Han Solo beside him, each of the figure's accessories gets its own housing, complete with a little ID tag and side-on or front-on blueprint for each item. So enough about the packaging, let's open it up and take a look at the figure itself. So here we are, and I've got to tell you, I am insanely impressed with this figure. The detail is frankly beautiful. Taking a look at the helmet, the shape has been sculpted perfectly. The black visor actually recedes into the helmet. The cheeks are sunken in, and the little antenna is also present on the side of his head. The detail continues around to the back, where you can see a vent there as well. The paint apps are extraordinary. So not only have you got that screen-accurate muted green paint on the helmet, you've also got some nice battle damage on top of it, which has been coated in this chrome silver paint, while there are also some excellent scuff marks on the side of the visor too. The torso includes more green armour plating with some nice designs and more of that chrome silver damage effect covering it. The arms include these two yellow shoulder pads, one of which has a little white and red Mandalorian symbol printed onto it, while some multicoloured wiring or rope hangs from his other arm. The sleeves, just like the torso, have this brilliant grey creased and wrinkled material sculpt, while the forearms are covered with these green gauntlets, which are littered with various bits of gadgetry. It's clear a lot of attention to detail has gone into making this figure. The paint apps on even the smallest pieces on the gauntlets are perfect. The hands are both grey and moulded to fit his weapon accessories. On the back, Boba is wearing his tan-coloured cloak, which is made from raggedy and folded material. The back of his green body armour is also present, along with detail of two straps and a peg hole for his jetpack accessory. At the base of the back there are some brown belts, complete with silver buckles, which lead around to the front, where two grey pouches and a gun holster hang from them. Plus you can also see some more battle damage on Boba's crotch there. Maybe he has a few angry ex-girlfriends out there in the galaxy who would want to aim for that particular area, eh? Moving on, the legs include more of that creased and wrinkled effect, with two more pouches attached to the top of his legs. Boba is also wearing two yellow knee pads, complete with more of that chrome silver scuffed effect, and there's also some shin guards visible on there as well. The boots are a darker grey and include detailing of some trim and some silver bits on the front, while underneath some legal flibble has been printed alongside two peg holes. So overall for detail, it's clear a lot of time and a lot of work has gone into it, as it looks stunningly perfect. Turning to articulation, the head can spin through the full 360-degree exorcist twist, and can also nod up and down. The arm can spin through the full 360 at the shoulder, and can also come out to 45 degrees. The elbow is a weird one, as it can spin the full 360 at the bottom of the bicep and tricep, yet contains another full 360 at the top of the forearm, and it can also bend in to 90 degrees as well. The hands can spin through a 360 on the wrist, while one wrist offers a 90-degree pivot, and the other offers a 180-degree pivot. The figure includes full 360-degree waist articulation, and it can also move slightly forward and back. The legs can kick forward to around 45 degrees, but are hindered by these pouches and cannot swing backwards at all. The legs can spin around 360 degrees at the top, and can also come out to do the splits. The knees are double jointed, so Boba can kick himself in the ass. On the ankle, the foot can pivot forward and back, and also roll side to side, which really aids the figure's stability when it's up on display. And that's it. So basically, when they were handing out articulation, this figure was pretty close to the front of the line. When it comes to accessories, Boba of course has to come with his modified Z6 jetpack, which does look nice but could have done with a few more paint apps. As you can see, it's mainly just plain green moulded plastic with some touches of chrome silver paint here and there. The iconic missile sticks out from the top and 2 exhaust ports are visible on the bottom. The peg on the back is nice and long, which means it can be securely attached to the back of the figure and stays in place very well. Boba also comes with his Blastech EE3 blaster rifle, which is made from black plastic with some silver paint apps slightly brushed on there to give it a subtle worn metallic look. The handle is painted in a tan colour while the butt is a dark wood brown and contains chrome silver and black detailing along it. The blaster fits into Boba's hands very easily, so the figure can be placed up on display while holding it nicely. A Sacros K11 disintegrator pistol is also included as Boba's secondary weapon. It's mostly a tan brown with some detailing of a grip on the handle and a silver barrel as well. The figure can be posed with it in either of its hands or tucked neatly away into the holster on his belt. But, of course, the most notable accessory is the hand and Carbonite. It's perfectly in scale with the Boba figure and looks excellent. The mould is great. The face sculpt really does look like Harrison Ford. I love the detailing of the hands there. His shirt and trousers are visible too, and his legs disappear into the Carbonite the further down they go, ending with his feet poking out at the bottom. I love it. Even the Carbonite looks amazing. With the subtle use of grey and silver paint apps, they've really brought what would otherwise be a dull bit of plastic to life. Around the sides we get some various panels covered in switches, knobs and displays, but they could have used a few more paint apps, while the back just includes 2 peg holes and is covered with some legal quirflunk. This accessory cannot stand freely, so it comes with a base. It's quite tricky to put together, but it's worth it, as when it's standing it looks pretty cool. Plus an additional translucent plastic base can also be attached, allowing the Carbonite figure to be placed in floating mode, so Boba really can put Captain Solo in the cargo hold. Doing a size comparison, you can see that Boba is around the same height as the mighty collector Peter Venkman, but smaller than the 7-inch NECA T800, which places him at around 6 inches tall, while the Han and Carbonite is a little shorter than the Marvel Select War Machine, putting it at just over 7 inches. So, all in all, what do I think of this toy? Well, when I think of a collectible, I think of things like this. For me, it ticks all the boxes. The packaging alone elevates it beyond being mistaken for a basic kid's toy. The box can also be opened and closed without damaging it, so collectors can have the figure out of its box on display, but then can choose to box it up again. The detail is unbelievable. The battle damage and scuff marks covering the figure's armour really set it off, while the paint apps and sculpt remain faithful to the movies. The articulation is perfect. It allows collectors to have Boba up on display in a wide range of poses, while at the same time the various points of articulation do not compromise the overall look of the figure with too many visible joints or pegs, which is a rarity for toys these days. The accessories are perfect, although the jetpack could have done with a bit more work to make it truly screen accurate, but even then that's just a nitpick. The hand and Carbonite looks fantastic. The stand can be a little tricky to construct, and it doesn't help that the instructions are printed along the inside of the packaging, but it offers a brilliant backdrop for this figure, be it in its standing up or hovering modes. I have seen the other figures in this range on display at Celebration Europe, and from what I've seen, the high quality detail and articulation extends well beyond this figure and has made me confident enough to order both Wave 1 and Wave 2, and I eagerly await the third. For those fans who sat down to watch The Empire Strikes Back and were blown away by this bounty hunter's silent stance but deadly attitude, do yourself a favour. Pick this up and silence that inner fanboy screaming within you. And so that does it for this review. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, there are countless more reviews online. Thank you again for watching, and remember to keep following the nerd. Goodbye.